So, this is an experiment. We're going to give this a try. I've been really slack about putting things up on my YouTube channel because life in general, really, is what's been giving me a hard time. I recently got a paying job, so that's nice. Paying jobs are good. Unfortunately, it's not a paying job doing something I want to do because I'm working in a call center selling jewelry. So that's not optimal. And, you know, it's got some weird hours. I am recording this at nearly 3 o'clock in the morning because I got off like a little under an hour ago. And so this is an experiment. I've been inspired a little bit by David Hewlett trying to refine what he wanted to do with YouTube, and I sort of decided maybe I should go a little more streamlined, a little more simple with these videos for a little while. I've got one in the can that's a review that I did and I haven't posted because I suck, and when I have a little more free time, probably the next time I have a day off, honestly, we'll do something with that and put it up. But a lot of my videos from now on will be a little less polished, I guess. Not that they were ever all that polished, but something a little more off the cuff, a little more natural, a little more rough. I look rough right now. I recognize that. I recognize I look rough because I'm recording this at 3 o'clock in the morning. Next time I might record it after I get up and have a shower, but before I go to work. We'll see. No promises. I kind of like the notion of recording at the end of the day when my brain is sort of relaxing and assimilating and what have you. So, what have I been doing? Well, you know, I haven't gamed much, and that bugs me. I haven't been to a LARP in a while, between finances and now my work schedule. I haven't been able to. And my work schedule really kind of inhibits a social life, so I can't have time to go game with my buddies. So I haven't been able to do much gaming. And I need to find a solution to that. I need to find a solution to get some tabletop gaming in. I haven't done it in a long time, and it bugs me. And I need to figure out how to get around that. There's a game store not too far away. Well, it's sort of far away. It's like half an hour drive from my house. So it's just on the edge of being far enough away to be inconvenient. But it's a really good shop, so maybe I should, make the time to go down there on my days off and see if there's anything going on. Or maybe I can do online. I have a friend who wants to do an online Amber game based off of Fate. We used to play Amber back in the early 90s, back when I was in high school. Wow. God. Long time ago. Anyway, and he's been talking about wanting to do that. And I think that'd be awesome. If we can just get the scheduling to work out, I think that would be fun. But, I'd be open to doing some other things online. I think very mini-focused games, I would be less inclined to do online than a sort of a off-the-cuff thing. I really need to experiment in it, and I want to be a player before I try and run something, if that makes sense. I want to be a player in an online game, using like Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts is an excellent choice for that sort of thing. The other thing that's been going on is my video card's dying, so a lot of my PC gaming has fallen to the side until I can get that fixed. And that's going to be a process, so there's that. Other than that, not a lot to talk about, I'm afraid. I look rough, don't I? I really do. Um, but you know, other things that have been keeping me busy. I've been playing on the PlayStation a fair amount lately. Um, I picked up on used sale Assassin's Creed 3, and I've played all of the Assassin's Creed 2 games and Assassin's Creed 1. So, you know, I figured, you know, I'll give Assassin's Creed 3 a try, and it's interesting. It's different, and I'm not certain I like how it's different so far, but I'm relatively early on into it, so we'll see. You know, we'll see. I do like the idea of playing in the Revolutionary War era, but so Renaissance Italy has its own built-in sort of beautiful scenery for you to look at, and um, the beautiful scenery of the natural world is harder to make look cool in a video game sometimes. And that is the beauty of the Revolutionary era United States. There weren't a whole lot of, like, here's this stunning building that's a monument to ostentation and gold and art and everything. It was, you know, it was a colony. It was on the frontier. It was cheap, and so a lot of the buildings are not as interesting to look at, and a lot of the scenery is not as interesting to look at. So aesthetically, it's a different thing. I don't know. I'm still enjoying a lot of it, and I'm still you know, playing it. We'll see where it goes. I only play it mainly in my days off because I don't want to play it when I get home because I'm kind of winding down, and I don't want to play it in the morning because I feel like I'm wasting my time. Plus, I've got this freelance web design project I'm working on right now, and you know, what time I can, I try and devote to getting it to work out. It should be interesting once it's done. Anyway, that's the gaming side of things. I recently there's a little comic shop near where I work, and they have little $4 for $1 boxes, and I've been hitting those up and getting some, you know, cheap comics that not everybody's going to know. Not everybody remembers the comics, and they're probably not going to get reprinted anywhere. Micronauts is probably not going to get reprinted anywhere. Rom the Space Knight, probably not going to get reprinted anywhere, which is a shame because I knew these when I was a kid and they were awesome. And they're, you know, not there. Some of the stuff from publishers that are no longer around, like First Comics, you know, they're probably not going to get reprinted, not significantly. And they'll certainly be hard to find in digital formats. Like, you know, the way that, like American Flag, that's a good one. American Flag is deeply weird in some regards. It's a sort of dystopic future, and, you know, media controlled, dystopic, you know, future America, and there's lots of sex in it. And it was published in the 1980s, and you know, it's thoroughly inappropriate in some regards, but it's interesting, and it's from an era when I started getting into comics, really into comics. So I found myself, you know, seeking out those things. I picked up a lot of the Warlord, like the 1970s run of the Warlord from DC Comics, and those comics are, you know, interesting me. And I find myself wanting to divest myself of all my relatively new comics, like since 2005 on. And I want to concentrate on some of the older comics, the stuff from when I was a kid, and keeping those as collectibles and getting rid of all the rest. I don't know what I'm going to do with those, though. But anyways, this is my experiment. I am recording at 3 something in the morning because I'm a crazy person. else? Ooh. Yeah. So some of the stuff I've been picking up, and forgive me if this is a bit silly, like New Mutants. Let's see if I can get that right without too much glare. New Mutants, one. Issue 63. I love that cover. The cover art is amazing. It's very sort of pulp action, sci-fi adventure, and it's not very superhero-y, and it's kind of neat. Though it's a little weird that she looks like she's half, that the non-metal bikini-covered parts look like it's bare skin. It's not in the comic. It's like a suit, but the cover sort of makes it look that way. So that's weird. Some Micronauts. See? Micronauts. This is stuff I picked up today. Micronauts. And more Micronauts. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? And behold the spiral path. And in some ways, this is better than I thought it, that I remembered it being. There's some really cool ideas in here. Like, there's a star that these, powerful, intelligent aliens made sentient at some point because they orbited a bunch of minds of artists and madmen and geniuses around it as they entered their final years and connected them to the energy field of the star. So the star is sort of like this super mind. And, yeah, it's silly, but it's also kind of an amazingly cool idea. I like the big scale ideas. There's a whole section of the microverse, which is walled off by a barrier that is impenetrable, that you could stand on. And people have put that, together. And it's a cool idea. It's a bunch of really neat ideas. Look, here's the spiral path. The spiral path is like a galaxy, except it's a double helix. So that's kind of awesome. And I love this cover. Look at this cover. How can you not love this cover? I'm just saying. It's pretty neat. But yeah, I've been... things like that. I'll show some more later. But anyways, I'm about 13 minutes, so I'm going to call it. And I'll do this again tomorrow. Or maybe the next day. We'll see. Anyways, this is my experiment. This is my design. Tell me where that comes from. I'll talk to you later. Bye.